Hey, ladies and gents, and some more harassment news that kind of just seems like my thing at this point. Australian Rainbow Six caster and streamer Jess Bolden, also known as JessGOAT, has decided to stop streaming Rainbow Six for a little while because of how toxic it's gotten.
I've exclusively streamed Siege for years. I have thousands and thousands of hours streamed with this game, and I love Siege. I love playing it, I love streaming it, and most importantly, I love the community that comes along with it. But if you've been watching me recently, you will have seen that it's become almost impossible for me to stream in the Oceanic region, whether it's APAC or, you know, if I change servers to play in APAC or if I stay in my native server here, it's become impossible. Toxicity is a nightmare. If you were watching today, I got threatened with severe sexual assault. You know, the N words were raining left, right, and center. I take my evidence, I mute, I walk on, and then the moment I mute and I don't give them attention, I get team killed. And it's gotten to the point where I can't play this very easily on stream. Like, it's taking a lot of toll on me. So for this week, especially, you know, whilst drops are on, I'm not going to be streaming Siege. I might look to stream some other FPS games, but I simply can't stream in this region anymore.
Now, as she said, Jess is pretty much exclusively a Rainbow Six streamer, which makes sense as that's the scene she's best known in. And if you had happened to tune into her last stream, you would see that pretty much as soon as she loads in, she's hit with harassment.
DSM wants to rail you, he said.
Oh, really? That sounds very appropriate, kid.
What the f up, bitch? I don't f***ing care. I don't spend money on games and bad you fame. I can smell your pussy through the f***ing mic, cunt. You're not funny.
Honestly, that is quite true.
You're not funny,
Nothing,
man.
mummy.
You guys clip that so I can have that?
Like, no. Located a bomb. Away.
She even went to the extent of changing servers, but people would still figure out a way to follow her and harass her. There was a lot of toxicity and slurs and just awful things being said. And so in the end, she ended up stating that she felt kind of just embarrassed that Australians were portraying themselves this way and saying these things while she was on stream. Now, looking to Twitter, we can see when she posted this announcement, there was a lot of support for her and a lot of people agreeing that the game was currently a lot more toxic than usual. Ammunition says, after streaming R6 for around 3 years, basically every single day, I took a break last year. Some people still ask every day why I'm not playing it as much anymore. Streamer mode just feels like too little, far too late. And Taro says the past 6 to 8 months have been the absolute worst for streaming and playing R6. The game is in a pretty fun spot, but holy ish, the community has been dreadful. Stream sniping is at an all-time high and toxicity has exploded. I don't get it, and I don't know what can be done to fix it. Then Macy J says, yeah, it's a struggle in general. I can't even play unranked without being stream sniped. And finally, Goddess R6 says, I have been playing Siege less and less lately too. It's extremely hard to enjoy right now on and off stream. I feel for you, and I hope things somehow get better in the future and your love for playing the game comes back. I hope mine does. I think seeing all of that and so many people agree with her just goes to show that it's really not just Jess having these problems, that it is a widespread issue in the community where toxicity is just running rampant. Loadout did a great interview with Jess as well when she ended up saying a few things. Every day I accept I may not have an actual team to play with because they'll either refuse to communicate with me, or if they do it, it is so vile I have to mute and miss out on their callouts, Jess says. Imagine you go to work every day and your coworkers are throwing stationery at you while you do your best to finish your work while simultaneously unplugging your computer when you won't acknowledge how good their throw was. How would you perform? How human would you feel? I don't feel human some days with how brutal some players are. And yes, okay, I know that some people are going to come out and say things like, oh, she's just being dramatic, saying that she feels less than human. That's kind of ridiculous. But I think the point is that it is a dehumanizing thing. There's people coming out and harassing others and throwing slurs out and treating them like they are somehow less than human, right? And again, I also know people are going to say things like, it's video games. They've always been toxic. Just toughen up. It's fine. You're not the only one. And yes, video games have always been toxic. I mean, load into a game of League, you're going to get pinged all over the place, and they're gonna say jung diff and type in all chat at you and all that good stuff. Like, it's in every single game. There's examples of toxicity in every online game that you are going to play. But at the same time, that doesn't make it any more okay. We don't need to normalize it being all right. Yes, I get heckling and a degree of, you know, making fun of the other team or teammates is fun to a degree, but I also think we can all agree it goes way too far sometimes, and in this case, it has gone past that limit for sure. Jess has made a great example of someone who's actually pretty thick-skinned in a lot of situations and can ignore things, but at this point, it's inhibited her ability to do her job, to play a game that she really loves. And to me, that feels like it's just gonna hurt the scene more and more. If people are being toxic and harassing folks who are streaming, then how can we expect that scene to get any better, to grow any more, and to stay healthy? Because streamers aren't going to want to play it, or maybe they can't even play it without having to mute, you know, their whole team because they're worried about what they're going to say. So that's really all I've got for you guys. Jess doesn't seem like she's quitting forever. She's said that she'll probably be back in the coming weeks, so I'm sure we can expect that. Until next time, guys, be safe, be smart, behave, and I'll catch you later.